I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm seeing anymore. At one point, the cameras on the outside of the library in Castle Rock were covered in ravens. And then Sam and one went inside, and I was able to get in. Then when I got in to the camera in the library, it couldn't have been a giant raven, right? Not inside there, not in there roaring. I caught Sam and... Oh, yeah, I should go to sleep. No, I can't. I have no idea what's going to happen if I do. And who else is going to watch Sam and one? Like, I'm the only one watching it. They barely survived the library. I called the police and they came and got them out of there. Some kind of freak accident, they think. Oh, they were beat up bad. Psychologically, man. It's like a... The king is waking. The king is waking. The king is waking. The king is waking. Hello, Dungeon fans. It's the Liching Hour. I'm the Lich, and this is Tales from the Dungeon. Of course, we're playing the Apocrypha adventure card game tonight. This is, I'm going to tell you, I wasn't sure. This was the beginning, the one of two of the next missions. Maybe this isn't the two of the next missions, not linearly. But one first of a couple missions that made me go, maybe I should stop here. Maybe I should stop. Now, not in a bad way, not in a necessarily negative way, but I'm a very literal person. If I got to do steps 1 through 8. I don't know why I picked that number, 1 through 8, or I don't like skipping around. You know what I mean? I want to play it as it's supposed to be played. Tonight's mission, it's one of the craziest setups I've ever played. I haven't played this setup yet. Tonight's mission's called Lost in a Good Book. Anyway, I think this mission here is the beginning, is where, let me back up. The creator of this game, Mike Selinker, loves puzzles, all right? Loves puzzles. Did a lot of alternate reality games, which are heavy with puzzles, if you're familiar. Baked a lot of puzzles there. Wrote many puzzle books, some of them based off this system, and also books about the massive puzzle he put into this game. This game has a massive puzzle in it somewhere. And he's got 2 books. One's like a guidebook to it. Hey, Legion Necros, what's up, buddy? Thanks for joining me, man. So Mike's wrote 2 different books that I know of. One is supposed to be like a guide for help you through some of these puzzles. The other one's supposed to, I don't know. It's got 2 books about the puzzles in this game. I think this mission, okay, let me back up even further. I know for a fact that this page in the book, there's one of the books, the Book of the Devil. On the back is this right here. And this, I know this is a starting point for the big puzzle. That's one thing I know. The other thing I think, I know that for a fact. I know that somewhere in here is the beginning of the rabbit hole. But I think this mission actually gets you into there, because this mission brings in the Gatekeeper card, brings in the Lost in a Good Book, which just the everything about it just kind of lends itself to. I wonder if the fragment on the back starts clues. Here's the thing about me, though. I hate puzzles. I don't like puzzles. I don't like puzzles at all. I don't like the type of puzzles that I gotta sit around and solve. Like, I don't dig them. there's a certain amount of ones I want trying to think. I'm trying to go through my head. There's certain instances in my life where I've liked puzzle-ish type things. Some video games have been really cool puzzles, but I've never liked riddles and I've never liked puzzles. So this first one of the two I told you are the missions that made me think maybe I should quit doing this. This one's kind of just because of how crazy the setup is, which is kind of rude on my part. The other one we'll get to in an episode or two, and that'll make even more sense in the whole puzzle talk that I'm going through. But this one tonight is called Lost in a Good Book. It is a dream mission. The Salmon one had a really, really rough time at Castle Rock. Yes, Legion Equus. So this is a card game. It doesn't necessarily have an alternate reality game. He has done a bunch of alternate reality games. We've had conversations about it. I got a chance to create a couple from a marketing standpoint. But he had done a lot of just the hardcore, super, send people around. I actually got to hide notes in libraries across the United States. That was cool. But it's more of a puzzle, something baked into the whole game. But what I don't like about puzzles like that is I don't want to be trying to figure out what the puzzle's about too. Oh, there's a puzzle. Okay. At least give me, I've been so used to video games now, just kind of handing you markers on maps and shit. And now I'm why? Okay. So I'm going to spend all this time to figure out what this puzzle's even for. And I don't even know what I'm looking for. All I know is that I guess that's why he wrote those other two books that were supposed to help you solve this. But nobody to this day have said, "Hey, you're alive." Awesome. Nobody to this day has solved the puzzle in this game. That's what, that's cool. If I was a big puzzle solver, I would fucking love that. I would be all over it. But I am not a big puzzle solver. Okay, to let you know, just kind of put a cap on this conversation. So, another mission, the last dream mission that these guys are going to go on before the next says as its requirement for the game is to know the secret of the ravens. That's the requirement to play it, right? This chapter's this whole book's weird because you're supposed to. The requirements are there are dream scenarios and there's reality scenarios. You're not supposed to play their dream ones after having slept. You're supposed to play at least basically to play 2 scenarios every time you play, which probably work if you had a game group and you were playing and stuff. But for me, it's I'm not going to play twice in a day and stream it because I want to stream and record them. I can't do that. So I had to go, okay, you know what? I'm just going to play it without doing that part. And then the other thing is, so the other requirement for this next, what's it called? More than one way. Do not look here. You must heed the chattering of ravens to find this place. You must complete an IRL mission in the same game session and must know the raven's secret before you attempt this mission. I'm almost positive knowing the raven's secret. Maybe that's what I was bitching about. I don't even know what this puzzle's about. Well, I think that's maybe what it is. This puzzle is about the raven's secret. It has something to do with the 2 ravens. There's 2 ravens. We fought one. Salmon 1 fought one last week, and it almost killed him. We got really, really close to wiping both of these guys. There was an old card game where you scratch off bits, you used attack, and there was a grand. Oh, really? That's kind of cool. Oh, that's kind of cool. So yes, huge puzzle, has something to do with the ravens. I had to tell myself, am I going to continue on in this, or I'm going to respect the rules of the game, the requirements of the game? It's do I stop a personal quest that I'm 70 episodes in of completing 99 of these games, or 90? Or do I quit it all because I haven't solved the secret of the ravens? I decided to keep going. I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna play every single one of these missions. I've got what is this? This is 72, I think. Either 72 or 71. So 19 or 18 to go. All right. So what's cool about this? What's crazy about this setup is, so I'm always trying to get closed locations, right? They're called nexuses in this game. for this setup, what you're supposed to be seeing here is a 5x5 grid of locations. Okay. All random. Two of them are preset locations, and then the rest are random. The place I start is a place called the Bindery. They're gonna wake up in a dream in the Bindery, and they're basically lost in the Gatekeepers book. And we've got to find our way to we win when we get to the bibliothèque. We find the Hey, Tice the Betrayer. Yeah, hey, so this is the Apocrypha adventure card game. What I've been talking about just now is a pretty in-depth other stuff that's going on, but one thing to know, it's a deck building game, or a deck building over time game, where you build up your deck and you go through all these different missions and the stories. I play it and I add fiction to it. This is Sam and Yi and one and their saints.
Welcome to the dungeon. We got fun and games.
Please enjoy the dungeon. Why are my alerts all off? That's weird. What are you doing over there? Get back over here. Okay. Welcome to the dungeon. So tonight's game, what you should be looking at is a 5x5 grid of nexuses. All right. We have to get from the Bindery to the bibliothèque. And at first I was reading it, and I was reading the little rules for each one, and I felt like, oh, seems kind of easy. And then I realized what's going to make this kind of difficult, unless I get lucky. Each one of these, I built this huge deck. I was told to build this huge deck of cards. Usually these decks for each of the nexuses is like 15 cards or 10 cards. I got this huge one. At the end of every one of my turns, for Sam's turns and one's turn, we have to move automatically, move from one location to the next. The location we're starting at is in the bottom row, in the middle of the bottom row. We need to get to a location in the upper right-hand corner. That's where the bibliothèque is. Stipulation is, if I go to move, if I'm moving from a nexus in its doom state, not its hope state, or I've closed it in its doom state, then I have to roll a die and randomly determine where I go to an adjacent nexus. If it's on its hope side, I can choose where I go. So that's where it's going to get me, because at this stage of the game, I'm 7 books in. This is the 7th book in. There's not very many hope omens left. I don't have very many in my decks. I don't have very many in my omen piles. So this is going to be a pain in the butt, because I'm just hoping I get lucky as I roll dice to move around the board. But because I don't have the table space, and I didn't want to do that, well, I have the table space that I could set up another camera, but you still wouldn't be as up close and personal as this is. So what I've got is a stack of my rows over here, and I've got the row that I'm in right now. I'm at this nexus here, and I got the 2 that are on either side here. There are a few surprises in my Omen deck. The Omen deck's going to keep track. If I don't get over there to the bibliothèque by the time these cards run out, then we've lost. Recap of last week. Or last episode, Sam and one went into a library in Castle Rock, Maine. They were met. That's where their first meeting with the Ravens, or at least one of them, and these things called the Forgottens. And there's a lot going on in Castle Rock in Maine right now, where the dreams are becoming more reality. And this was the craziest bit they've experienced so far in the Northeast. And it almost killed them. They barely got out of that library alive. But now they do understand. They do have a better understanding of maybe what's going on. I think after tonight is going to be my job to help us understand how they figure out what's going on. What's going on is that Nebuchadnezzar, the dreamer, the dreaming king, is slowly awakening, and that's disturbing the state. His dreams are real, but it's disturbing the state of real dream reality in ours. Is bringing them together with a third nexus of like the land of the dead and supernatural kind of coming together. I know what's going on. Hey, what's going on? Yes, rerolls. Yeah, those are sometimes I need those pretty bad. One of the next gyms. The next gyms are a group of hackers, all of them named Jim, who have been with Sam for a while, are contacts with Sam for a long time through months and months of shit that's been going on. And they've been trailing, or not trailing, but keeping an eye on Sam. Luckily, they were because Jim was able to send help to the library. He called the police, and they went to the library. They found Sam, and Sam. One is not a being that people are going to see. He wraps himself around. Sam kind of hides himself when other people come around. But Sam, that was kind of a bad call on Jim's part, but he hasn't been sleeping. Because the cops were like, "You've ruined this library. What the hell's going on?" Because the library was just like demolished. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that's how we get them out of trouble. So the cops come and they find Sam and one in the library. No one else there. But everything's okay. But Sam is really hurt. So they take him. They take him to the local hospital. Keep an eye on him. Turns out no books were missing. Nothing was damaged, and it wasn't after hours or anything. So they didn't have anything they didn't have any charges to press or anything like that. So they let Sam go a little later that night. Sam and one not wanting to stay in Castle Rock too much longer, but knowing that Sam was in kind of bad shape, and so was one too. They checked into a hotel and went to sleep. Of course, when they went to sleep, that's when our mission starts. Where they wake up and the bindery smells. It smells of just leather, and I'm assuming a bindery is where you make books, right? Where books are actually created. I associate a lot of smells of leather and wood and dry air. Yeah, that's where we're gonna start out. It's gonna be Sam's turn, as usual. I'm gonna start up my music too. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Yeah. All right. Raven bomb. All right, Sam's. We're starting out. No omens, but we got an extra shot. A kaleidoscope, wishful thinking, tech support, and a gray Melkin. That could be helpful. I gotta make sure I pay attention to all my cards. Also, because we're dreaming, and I gotta remember this, is on mission rules. Whenever I'm dreaming, I can, at the start of my turn, I can discard one card to dream share one. Dream sharing, I believe, is I look at the top card of a deck, and I can substitute that for a random other dream. This is called the Book of the Dreamers. Another dreamer card, is that right? You may exchange any one gift, omen, or non-truth threat with a new dreamer card of the same type. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. All right, first omen of the night. There are some, like I said, some surprises in here. Of course, it's Omen of Doom. It's an Omen of Doom. All right, I got to take care of the first card of the deck. Oh, I'm gonna play this. It's the only one I got. And evaluate versus conjure, sense, or study card. Reroll 6s. And this is a sense card. Some of the reroll. A Chimera box. Oh, it's a threat. Well, this is the first time I ever met one of these. So Sam closes his eyes in the hotel room and immediately opens them back up because he thought he heard something. When he opens them back up, though, he's not in the hotel anymore. He's in a very it's a small like a little it's a little bedroom. It's a little room, rustic, kind of old, antique feeling to him, right? It's old wood bed, small wooden desk, a small bookshelf with a couple books, and he calls out for one, and he doesn't answer. And he gets up. There's a door that leads out of it. It's almost more like a closet bedroom than anything else. He opens up, and the next room is a little bit bigger. It's got like a dining, like an eating table. It's kind of like a big eating table. It looks like a common room. And he sees other doors like the one that's him that are kind of round, some open, some closed. But he's the only person he can see right now. On the table, however, is a box. You can't miss the box because it's got these beautiful gold letterings around it, leaves and shit around it. And maybe, just maybe, there's a tiny little bit of light coming from the cracks around the lid. He can't help himself. He starts going over to open it up, or at least examine it. And that's where we're at. So this is a threat, the Chimera box. I can either use mind or soul. Of course, we're going to use mind because Sam has 4 in mind for 4 dice. I need to get a 13 on 3 dice. I can sense, so I can add a bonus die there. If I play a holy gift, on first recycle 1 card, then draw 1 card. Do I have anything I can do to see if I can draw myself an omen of hope? Because man, if I could turn this to hope right now, my turn I'd be able to go somewhere. At the end of one's turn, because he's starting here as well, he would be able to go wherever he wanted. All right. Do I have anything else I want to add to this? That's interesting. Okay. I think I'm going to... 13 isn't that bad, actually. All right, we'll do 13. 13's not bad at all. I was going to mutate the card, but we won't do that. Oh, shiza. It's okay. It's all right. I have to re-roll 6s, but I rolled so damn well. I can just use these 5s that don't matter about the 6s for 15. So if I win versus this, I can choose a new random chapter whose fragment is in your halo. Okay. Draw 1 new mind or soul gift from that chapter. Okay. Sam goes over to study the box. He's looking at it. The color seems to change underneath, in between the, that's coming from inside it. Against his better judgment, it's been a long day. He decides to open it. What hits him is whatever we find. Let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I have 4 different books in my halo. Halos are cards you collect that increase your powers. They're kind of like what you get your reward for leveling up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do it just like that. I'll roll a 1d4 somewhere. What a weird 1d4. 3. Book of the Deathless. And it said mind or soul. We'll go with we're gonna go with soul from the Book of the Deathless. These are all the cards from the Book of the Deathless. I'm gonna draw the first soul gift I find. Friendly Geist. Terminate. Okay, so I can boost the hope. I can terminate. I have to And I can bury this to heal 4. A symbol. Draw. Huh. He opens up the boxes just a little bit. And this, all he feels is a wind and a bit of a giggle. He hears a giggle, wind, and it flies around him a little bit. And then it almost feels like it rests on his shoulders. But then he touches and doesn't feel anything. But it's almost like he's got something coiled around his neck. But it's not in a scary way. He's found himself a friendly geist. Win versus a threat, I may go to sanctify. Really? Okay. So, I've won versus a threat. So I can immediately try to close this location. To seal this, I have to roll a rage check and get a 15. That's a lot. Was in the box. All right. He's got a 3 in rage, so that's okay. I've also got this kaleidoscope I can use to boost my rage, which I'm going to do. And do I have conjure? I do not have conjure. Oh, wait, but I am playing that, and I do have neither one of those. How about anything else? Got anything else to play? No. All right, I got to get 15 on this roll. If I want to close the bindery. Oops, that was a 2. All right, I did not seal it. That's okay. That's okay. I don't think it's really necessary for me to seal these and getting rid of them. I think it makes it so that I guess it does make the grid smaller, for sure. There's a discard. Okay. All right. So that's Sam's turn. I don't have any more omens in my hand, so I can't play to get into this deck. So I'm going to draw up to my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He doesn't need to draw. I'm going to pass the turn over to 1. One has 2 omens of doom, unfortunately. Tech support, a bowler's brew, and a dream snare. Oh, hey, you gave me a reroll. Thanks a lot, bud. All right, I'll reroll these 4 dice. Oh, shiza, man. So close. Did I have anything that would help me here? Hold on. 10, 13. I have to get 15 on 3 of the dice. Well, I have one thing I could do. And it's a holy gift. So, got the reroll. I'm going to play wishful thinking. It's an evaluate step. That's what we're doing right now. We're evaluating our roll. I can recycle this to explode dice that show the result equal to my mind virtue. My mind virtue is 4. So I get to roll additional die because of that. Because of the 4 equal to, it has to be equal. However, because of this thing here, play a holy gift. I first recycle 1 card. I'll recycle 1 card. And draw another one. Darn. I was hoping for an omen of... Okay, I get to roll another die. And hopefully this one's a 5. Or a 4. Oh. 14. So dang close, man. No. Okay. This is sweet. So, wishful thinking is a holy gift. Play first. I have to recycle 1 card and draw a card. I drew pearl-handed revolver. Okay. So this was recycle, which means I'm on the bottom of a deck. Remember how I said I don't like puzzles? This game itself is a puzzle. I like this type of puzzle. Anyway, this was cool. This pearl-handed revolver. Evaluate using rage. I am using rage. I can recycle this to add +1 to that die roll, which is all I need to make that 15. I am going to do that. I'm going to recycle. But let's back up. Sam gets that thing on his shoulders, kind of feels it, and he looks up and he blinks, having been kind of mesmerized by the box. He looks around again and he calls out for one. One! And he takes out his revolver because he feels the weight of it in his belt suddenly. He takes it out and he shoots into the air. He shoots into the air. Poof, everything goes dark for a split second because he's going to be moving. Because he has sealed this. So now it's time to move. We have to randomly determine it though. He's got 3 different locations he can end up at. What I'm gonna be doing is the one on the left is 1 to 2, 3 to 4 above me, and 5 to 6 next to me. Of course, he's gonna be going to the. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. He raises up the gun. He shoots. The moment he shoots, it's all of a sudden he's in a parking lot. He's in a parking lot, but it's at night, and he looks around and he sees there's some groups of people standing over near a building, and they're all like looking at him now. Look like just urban like fucking sweatsuits and shit like that. Hoodies, I guess is what I was getting at. Hoodies and that kind of shit. And they're all looking at him, and they start walking over. Yo, why you shooting, man? What you shooting at, man? So that's where Sam is. I don't think that's where. Now it's not telling me what you do when. So one's got to start the game, and he was at. I guess he's immediately moving. He's immediately moving. If you seal a sacrifice only the next card, if it's win versus threat, go to sanctify. Got it. You must move to adjacent nexus when you move. Okay, this is what's going to happen. I think one still comes into play at the old location. He draws. Yes, he draws an omen of hope. I have to roll though because the location he was at, he's automatically moving. Location he was at, roll of course not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're gonna put this here, and 1 is starting at Mercado de Brujas. Mercado de Brujas. Okay. Yeah, so 1 wakes up in a completely different place. 1, for those that are new, 1 is they're both saints. These people I'm playing are called saints. They're broken people. They're not true saints in the Catholic Christian sense. They are saints in a kind of a different. They are people who are uniquely suited for fighting supernatural and apocalypse bringing groups of people, kind of like Sam and Dean. But 1 is special. All the saints share a huge memory pool since the beginning of time. They don't know that. They just think they get crazy ass memories that there's no way they could have been that person, that time, that whatever. They think they're all of them think in some degree that they're just flat out crazy. But what's actually happening is they all share the same memory pool. 1, however, is so old that he's actually composed of memories. His memories gained shape. 1 wakes up in the dry, hot desert air, night desert air. Few cacti and a very broken down or shoddy shack ranch, on a very shoddy shack ranch. A couple shoddy buildings, one that could possibly be a barn or a house, and one that's obviously maybe more of a house because it's got a kind of a weird porch with different things hanging, all this shit hanging off of it. from plant to looks like skin to animal pieces. And a wolf howls off in the distance, but there's no one else around, just a dry wind. He's going to play an Omen of Hope. Flip this over. Mercado de Brujas, mutate. You may discard one card, upgrade or downgrade your lowest mutation dice. Oh, I like that. Okay. Reverie. You may dream share 2, then flip your Nexus to Hope and investigate it. All right, I can dream share 2, which means I can go like this. Conspirator. Conspirate. I'm not going to switch it out. I'm not a big fan of the dream share mechanic anyway. All right, so I played Hope. I get to investigate. It is Conspirators. So at first he thinks there's no one there. And when he looks back at the, after looking around, there's nothing else. There's some mountains off in the distance. It's a very flat desert, though, as far as he can see all around him. As he turns back, he sees shapes break off from the shadows of the house. A group of people who are, they kind of walk out just a little bit and they stop, and he can hear them whispering and talking and staring and plotting. Not brave enough to attack him just yet, but certainly considering it. But he has no time for this. He's got to find Sam. So these guys aren't that hard to fight. That's why I kept the card anyway. His soul is 2. We'll use soul. Oh wait, no, he's got this cool trick where, let's see, 1. Each of them got their own special powers. Did I use that right before? Oh wow, I didn't. This card should have been a reload. Cool. All right, anyway, so 1 can, when he's simply using rage, because his rage is only 1, he can discard 1 rage or body gift to use mind instead, because his mind is 4. So do I have discard 1 rage or body? I do. The body, the bowler's brew. It's a discard though. All right, I'll discard. I discard it. So I'm discarding that. And discarding that. I'm going to use mind. All right. All I got to get is 10. Charm? He has charm 1. Okay. Eight, 9, 10, 11. That's all I needed. When I say that he's composed of memories, he's actually, these memories take shape as tiny little shards of like glass. That's the best way to explain it. Tiny little mirror shards. Some of them different sizes. He can actually grow some and make some smaller. He can look like dust, which is how he appears to everybody else when he's with Sam. He just appears as dust on Sam. He can appear as glitter, or he can appear as bigger mirrors, or he can flip them all. And these memories play out on their surfaces. And so one little trick he does to scare away people. Yeah, it's me. It's my I think my modem. I think our modem's. I always think it's my modem, but then again, it's like only happens at certain times at night. Yeah, this is me. He flips all the mirrors, all the shapes, and he has a little library of memories he likes to use for this effect. Usually it's big cats screaming or some horrifying event like someone shooting a gun, and he'll flip all of them himself, and he makes himself bigger, and he flips them all so it plays out like one big movie clip, and shines it at these people. They don't expect it. No one expects it, and they flip out and start running and run into the shack, giving him a minute to be able to get out of there. Because we've stopped a threat, I can... Oh, shit. Okay. In order to seal this, I gotta win versus a threat that I haven't even opened up yet. This is going to make me open up the last bit of cards that I haven't opened up yet. This is the Book of the Serpents. And I have to beat the True Threat Molter. Doesn't seem to want to get better. Let's stick it out. At least it's on this and not tomorrow night. Okay. Let's see. Okay. In order. All right. So, what is this anyway? Molter. The burl over the eyes is most disconcerting. Still, it's better to find the husk than to find what's left behind. So one does this trick where he flips all his little mirrors to show a scene with this lion with gore hanging out of his mouth, roaring. It's enough to scare the conspirators away. They run in there. And then he gets back to looking around, looking for Sam, when he hears this dry rustle behind him. And he turns. The roar of the lion and the scare of the conspirators, the fear of the conspirators had drawn something else. 20 minutes. Let me reset the stage here. One is in the desert somewhere. Hot, dry night. He's on some kind of like very destitute ranch of some sort. He had just scared away a group of people, scared them back into their house. Heard a dry rustling behind him. He turns. At first he thinks he sees this giant blanket kind of wafting in the wind at him. Maybe it's on a line or something. But then he realizes it's the shape of a snake. And then he realizes it's the actual skin of a snake filled with some kind of supernatural energy that gives it life. It drops its jaw on him. And now he doesn't have many cards to help him. He's got 3. He's going to use body. He has charm. So we get to add a bonus die. We've got 4 dice. We're going to mutate. We're going to mutate so that means Sam can help him at least be able to reroll 2 of them. At least. Okay. Yeah, let's mutate. Let's figure out which one's going to be mutating. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Swarming. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Ain't going to do it. We're not going to mutate. All right, we're going to roll 4 dice. We're going to hopefully get 14 on 3 of them. I got no rerolls or nothing, right? I got nothing. You got nothing, kid. You got nothing. But luck. Oh, yeah, so it was my bad. That isn't my modem. It wasn't my frickin' modem. My modem's great. I use my camera. I use a second camera for this right here. I use my phone. I don't do it very often. I used to use the phone a lot more. So I knew this problem was, but it's been weeks and weeks since I used my phone, so I wasn't thinking. But for some reason, when I plug my phone into my computer through a USB, it switches from Ethernet to its mobile hotspot. I have no idea why. And the only way I know it is all of a sudden my bit rate drops to like nothing. And I know it's absolutely for sure what's happened because now everything's awesome, and the phone is telling me I've run out of my mobile hotspot allotment for whatever. Anyway, I'm dumb. Good news is, one just rolled 14 on this. I love the idea that this is this giant snake. You can see the moon through it and stars. It's just the molten shell of it, but it's brought to life by some sort of supernatural energy. It drops its jaw, and he's going to use body. Oh, I can't avoid it. I'll roll 1 die plus 1 die per charm gift you recycle. Okay. But that's it. What's he going to do? I mean, he looks at it very practically. He processes this very practically. It's actually still the skin of this giant snake. It's not a actual giant snake. One rushes forward before it can strike him, and he puts all of his memories and his shards together in a straight line, and he rips into it, and as he walks through it, feels nothing but an odd vacuum for a second, and he comes out the other side, and he split it, and that causes it to kind of shake and spin around, and it runs off. It's a big rip up and down its torso. Yeah. So he just kind of walks through it, he slices it with the shards of his memory, his memory shards. We beat the Molter. We need to do that to close this location. The Molter is closed. The location is closed. The location is Hope. So that means one can move anywhere he would like to move. He is on... he's going to move over 1. 1 is going to move over to the right. 1, like, wait, he's not nothing else. Well, he could... Where are his... I know we had omens and shit. I got all crazy getting everything around, and yes, he has 2 omens. So I could... Well, he just closed it, so I guess there's nothing else he can do. He just closed it. He has to move now. He gets to move wherever he wants. He's going to move over 1. He's going to be in the lower right-hand corner. The location he needs to get to is straight up 4 more locations. That's where we're going to leave 1 for now. That omen's gone. And we rejoin Sam in Gangland. One's going to draw 1 card. 1 drew an Omen of Hope. 1's going to get there before Sam does, which is fine. Sam is drawing... Wait. No, that drove from his... Yep. Sam is drawing an Omen of Hope. Nope. No can do. No can do, man. I can't go for that. No. Yeah, see, the bit rate's staying perfect. I mean, it's perfect now. Okay. I can't go for that. No. Oh, where's my music, man? Why is it so low? That's weird. Okay. Sam drew an Omen of Doom, Poverty. If this is a gift, I've got to trash the highest die. It is Jenkins. What is that? This is a gift. Let it nuzzle you, give it chicken and whole blood. Pet its luck's fur, never dream again. Eat your dreams. It's not a threat, so I'm not going to have to go to Sanctify. I'm not going to have to... Okay. But I still have to move. Okay. Okay, it's a mind gift. I'm going to roll first, and then we'll figure out the fiction. I have tech support. So this is Charm and Conjure. He does have Charm. I need a 12? That's not too bad. I'm not even going to worry about it. Okay, so can I get one from something? Trash the high. I have to trash the highest die anyway. So this is what's going to play out. Those figures are starting to move. There's a group of them, a gang, if you will, are starting moving out towards Sam in this middle of the parking lot where he just shot off the gun. He looks around. There's some parked cars. He looks over the one that has Jenkins hiding in it, who would help him right now, and he just starts running the other way. Sam does. So we didn't get that. Now he has to move. We have to randomly move. He's straight ahead, so he still has 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. Okay, so he's going up. At least he's going up. That's a good thing. Up is a good thing. So we're going to take the next set. And his location is... So he turns because what he sees on the beside the parking lot, actually it's like the parking lot he's in is for some something, a furniture store, and shoe store on one side, and that's where the gang had come out. On the other side's another whole parking lot and a large Megamart. Sam runs, and he's going to get inside the Megamart on his next turn. He's going to draw 1, 2 cards, and he's now at the Megamart. And we're going to go back to 1, who is on Main Street. So we're going to do that. That's what, when 1 became that kind of razor shape with brought all his memories together and walked through the paper thin, the molted skin of the giant snake, and he made it. When he came out the other side, he wasn't in the desert anymore. He was standing in the middle of a street, buildings all inside. It must be like 3 a.m. No cars, nobody in the streets. Just streets are empty. Win versus a gift, recycle the gift. Okay. He's going to draw a card. Hell yeah, look at... Oh boy. Man, I wish I could give... Can I transfer? I think he has to be in the same place. Let's see. I really want to be able to give Sam a card. Give a card. If you do not move, you may give a card to another saint at your nexus. Way to rain on my parade, bro. Okay. Main Street. We're going to flip that sucker to Hope. And a symbol versus a threat, add a bonus die. Righteous Anger. Yeah, it's not. I'm going to roll for it, then I'll do the fiction. He's going to do mine because he's got 4 of them. Study. No. Charm. Yes, 1. All right, rolling 5 dice. I need a 14. Oh, now I'm rolling great. Oh, look at that. Now I'm rolling great. So, he starts. The only thing he can do is starts heading. He looks both directions, up and down the street. There isn't one that's better than the other. He starts walking down. He starts heading what he feels is north. He can't even tell by the sky what it is. He just kind of, by his gut, just starts moving one way down the road. As he's moving down the road, he finds a book laying in the middle of the road. His page is open. Maybe it's flipped over. He picks it and picks it up. Saints, no, there are no coincidences, not for saints. If they see something laying around, they know it was there for them, and it will be useful. He takes it, he picks it up. We'll add it to our hand. We won versus a gift, so we recycle the gift. That means it goes in the bottom of my deck. which is fine. The more cards in the deck in the game, the better. Your deck is your health. So that was it for him. But this, oh wait, hold on. A symbol versus a gift, add 1 bonus die. I didn't need to recycle that because this should have been a hope side. Now he has to move. He can move any way he wants. He's going to move up 1 for sure. He'll move up 1, getting him closer to that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. He's going to be a little bit closer. He'll be 3 away from where he needs to be. I'm going to flip back over to Sam as he enters the Mega Mart. Unfortunately, it's the Doom side. Sam draws from the top. Sam's not getting lucky. Well, he's getting lucky enough to be not rolling that way. Away from where he's got to be in the upper left right hand corner. Okay. Sam plays Omen of Doom Affliction. Suffer 1 body or rage damage. I'll suffer a point of rage damage. He can hear the people chasing him. The feet. Hey man, where you going, man? You got a gun? Why you running? And he gets to the Mega Mart and the door won't open. And it won't open, and you can hear him getting closer. And he slams his arm up against the door, and it does open. But he does that. He hurts himself. His arm hurts. He comes in, and it was just stuck or something because the store's open. There's a few people that cash out. It seems like it's real late at night, but it's a 24-hour Mega Mart type situation. Let's see what we find in here. A therapy dog. Oh, that'd be nice. Well. Don't want to do. Don't want to. All right, he's got 2 of soul. He's only got 2 of body too. Charm and resist. He does have resist. Yes, he does. Let me recycle this to use it. And then 3 dice to get 12. It's not too bad. 6, 11, 12, 13. He, as soon as he's in, he's hurting. He feels something down below and he jerks away, and sitting there, kind of pawing up in the air, had been kind of clawing at him, is this white dog. Now, usually with gifts, they aren't literal. I don't usually bring them like I am doing right now. Like the therapy dog is there. Most of the time, I'll take the gifts and make it some kind of like what do you call it? A metaphor. But the therapy dog is a therapy dog. It's a dream world. So he seems to be very happy. Sam reaches out, pets his head, and then what's this here? Reset. First recycle 1 tool gift, otherwise suffer 1 mind damage. He doesn't have any way to 1 tool. Give me a tool. I don't have a tool. Okay. He reaches out to pet the dog, and when he looks back around, he feels the whole Mega Mart just flip on him. Like in his mind, it's like suddenly his mind is the swivel point, the pivot point for this whole reality shift, and it's like crushing his brain. He feels it. It's like lights up his brain. He can't stop watching. Tries to close his eyes as it's all revolving, as he moves to yet another part of this crazy shit. And he takes a point of mind damage too, which means I have to randomly discard 1 of these cards. And I'm going to roll to see where he goes. Okay. That's a good 1, 2, 3. It's fine. He's moving up. He's moving up the middle column while 1 is moving up the outer column. All he needs is to get lucky and get, well, not all he needs. He needs to get lucky a couple times. So this comes back. And, is that where he was? Where's he going to end up? 2, 3. 2, 3. We'll see where Sam ends up in just a moment because it's into his turn. We're going to go ahead and 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if I should be. I've never played this scenario before, so I'm not sure if it's smarter for me to stick around in one location, try to close it, or just keep letting it move me. Well, he didn't have another omen anyway, so he couldn't stuck around. All right, Sam is head wrenching as it's a pivot point in his mind for the reality shifting. We get back to one, who, as he's walking down the street, singing "Do Wah Diddy," he finds himself just outside of town. He sees the tall towers of a refinery and an eternal flame going above. And there's nothing else, so he walks towards the refinery. And it's his turn. And he draws from the Omen deck. Omen of Pain, but that's okay. Because he has an Omen of Hope, Good Karma. We're going to flip this sucker over. A symbol versus a threat. You may sacrifice 1. This is 3. Okay. Right. Yeah. Devil Bird. Symbol versus a threat. You may sacrifice 1 tool gift, add 1 rage die. Okay. He doesn't have any rage dice. I mean, any tools. I don't think. Oh, he does. Oh, hello. All right. As one finds himself drifting towards the refinery. He doesn't hear it. Before it strikes, I have to take a point of damage. Suddenly there's claws grabbing through his memories. They don't find anything necessarily, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt him because it tears the connective psychic tissue between his memory shards. So the bird comes, it goes to grab him. It doesn't snatch anything physical, but it does rip parts of him. And he staggers and runs back, looking around, looking. Now, devil birds he's no stranger to devil birds. They're not, they're a common problem for saints. Oh, I can avoid. I'm going to avoid. So one has the ability, and this is the only scenario I like the idea of avoiding, because what happens with avoid is you have to shuffle this card back in the deck, but because this deck is so huge, usually the decks are kind of small, so what ends up happening, I'm really good at, not on purpose, of shuffling and having a card go back on top. But avoiding, so he can avoid, it's going to go back in. I don't give a shit about this deck, because it's not my goal tonight to thin this down. I just need to survive and get to one location. One goes stealth mode. Turns all his little things to black. He watches as the bird circles around, looking for him, peering. Seems like hours, but it's only a few minutes, and then the bird takes off away from the refinery. Or maybe to the refinery. Yes, to the refinery. So, if I have 4, I do have 4. So this got stashed. So, it starts heading towards the refinery. So one turns and heads the opposite direction into the woods, it seems like, on the other side of the road. This puts us another hope on this side here. No, this is going to be here. And we'll see where he gets to next. We're going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go ahead and pass the turn to Sam. Sam, as reality turns, crunches, and it stops. It hurts, but he's alive. And it's a much smaller place. He feels a dog rub up against his leg and whine a little bit. Hears it whine. But he's in a smaller, much smaller store. And much more eclectic merchandise. I'm going to draw. Wait, I just drew. No, I did not draw. Our first pain in the butt. Okay. This curiosity shop, however, as he looks around, he sees shelves and stuff that go off, pathways between shelves, corridors between shelves that go off at different angles all around him. As he turns, he keeps turning around, he sees how they all just kind of go out. He gets this impression that he's maybe in the middle of a labyrinth. He sees no obvious like front of the store, back of the store, nothing. It's just he kind of climbs up on one of the shelves. He just sees shelves and stuff going out forever. We're gonna use our mind. We can use a mind for 14. Sense. He's got a sense of 1. Okay. I'm going to use tech support to boost my mind. It's also got hack, and his hack is actually 2, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to use 2 here. Okay, I got 7 dice. I need to get a 14 on 3 of them. Do I want to? No. I do not want to mutate. We're going to take our chances. Alright, so that's 13. Give me some way to get an extra 1 there. Man, I needs it. I needs it. Oh, snap. I am hacking. All right, so I had played tech support. All right, Sam's a hacker. Sam's a black hat hacker. And always got a computer or some kind of... he's got Dex on him. He moved past... a while ago, he moved past full-on laptop. He's got a deck, he calls it. It's a much smaller laptop. He whips that out, and he starts going... That's what this card represents, the tech support card, is he kind of maps out... from what he can see above the shelves. He maps it out to his best to try to figure out what the pattern might be, best course of action. Because he played this card and it has the hack thing, I put 2 bonus dice in. He is hacking, okay? So, when you evaluate, when hacking, evaluates what we're doing right now, we're going, okay, what I roll, now evaluate what we roll. Upgrade 1 bonus die. That means I get to take one of these and upgrade it from 4 to 5, which gives us the 1 I needed. Thank you. That little stunt, him pulling out his deck and figuring out, pays off. The curiosity shop, to seal this, because this is a threat and I'm getting rid of it, I can seal this. Choose 1, reload 1 relic and 1 wicked gift, or sacrifice 1 mind gift. I have a wicked... I don't have a relic. Either one of these guys can do it, right? Or sacrifice... Wait, do I have a mind gift? No, I don't. I think it's anybody who's at that. No, that's not at. Hold on, what that little symbol means. Oh no. So I can't. That's okay. I don't need to. I don't need to seal it because I still have to move. So he's going to work his way through the labyrinth. What's going to happen? He's going to come out. He's going to find a door. He's going to go through the door. He's going to end up in a new place because dreams. I'm going to roll a die to see which way he goes. Just I don't want to roll that. That's what I didn't want to roll. Because that means he's now going left. Yeah. Okay. So he's moving over 1. He was at the 4th row. So he's moving over 1, 2, 3. Yep. All right. That's where he's going. Great. Okay. Yeah, so that's his turn. I knew this was going to be a pain in the butt. I knew it. It's going to be so hard to get him back over unless I roll really good. Okay. One goes to avoid that devil bird. He goes across the street into the woods, in the dark of the woods. Goes down an embankment, goes through some shrubbery, just heading anywhere. He knows he's going to dream. He's just going to head that direction. Goes through the shrubbery, and boom, he's on a street corner, looking up at this gigantic skyscraper in front of him. I'm going to draw a card. He has ended. He's no longer drawing omens of hope. His good luck has passed. Let's see what we meet at this skyscraper. Start, recycle one card, then draw. Well, I didn't start here. I cannot play powers to avoid this investigation. Planisphere. A symbol versus a true threat. Discard, add 2 mind dice. Ooh, that's a good one. It's a good... All right. 4 for mind. Relic. Nope. I'm going to roll. I want this card, but I think I can get 10 on with these 4. Yeah. Yeah. What's interesting to him about this building isn't the building at all. It's in front of him on the building, in the marble of the building, is this he recognizes as a planet map. It's just there. He takes it. And one thing that's really good about his little mirrors is he can record moments, like a camera with him. So he flips them all over. And, well, he doesn't need to experience it with the things. Once he sees it, he can always recall it with his memories. So he absorbs the planet map. He doesn't recognize the thing that intrigues him is he does not recognize the constellations. They're not earthly. I'm going to take that, put her in hand. Okay, and then he's got to move. We're going to go ahead and move. I got to recycle something. And shit. He's moving over 1. Okay. Okay, he's moving to the left 1. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Sam's turn in the dreamland. We're making our way through the maze. Making our way downtown. Making our way downtown. All right. Sam opens the door of the labyrinth in their curiosity shop labyrinth. Opens the door to the sounds in the outdoor fun park. He opens up. He finds himself. He turns around. The door's gone. Of course it is. And he's there. It's in fun park, and to make it fun, it's like obviously not the same time frame. It's like 1970 something. It's the 70s. Night. People are enjoying the fun park outdoors. Did I draw that? I didn't draw. Oh shit, man. Again? Okay. Yep. Okay. So as he looks around, trying to figure out where he wants to go in this fun park, he can't help but shake this feeling that of deja vu because of what he just came through. And so he climbs up something nearby, and sure enough, the tents and rides. As he scans the horizon, there's a million Ferris wheels, and it could be a million because he sees them all the way around. They just keep repeating themselves. Other tents, the smells. And he found himself in another labyrinth, this time of fun park tents and rides. He's going to use mind again. He's going to map it out. We're going to use, one can help with this. This planisphere, he can help when somebody's assembling, somebody's next to him. You can discard this. If they're skilled in study, which Sam is, they get to add 3 mind dice to this whole roll. So that's 3 extra dice. And sense, which is the fourth. 8 dice, need a 14. Then we're going to roll. I don't know. We'll figure out in a second. We'll see how this goes first, and then I'll figure out how. Oh shit. Oh. I need 2 more. Do I have? Okay. This is shit. That's not helpful. Okay, is there anything that's going to help me over here? I'm going to lower the cost by 1. I need 2. Damn it. I got nothing, and he has a card he could help, but he needs to be in the same location to help with it. So that's no help. Yeah. Sucks they're not together. We have lost versus the labyrinth. Sam is lost in it. Display its archetype at your nexus. While displayed, investigate, may confront the threat instead of the top card. Nexus, move, cannot move. Okay, so I cannot move. I'm stuck in the farm park. And I do take damage. I'm going to take 2 points of damage. What I'm going to do is... No, it's not still damage. Shit. So I'm still taking 2 damage. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, 2. At the end of his turn, he's not moving. He is stuck in the fun park labyrinth. 2. All I can smell is elephant ears and and popcorn. He just keeps going, and at some point he feels like he's seeing the same people, like there's copies of people walking around, which probably is. But he's stuck here. And we are at 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, so it's this one. Right? Yes. One recorded the planetary markings and then turned around and found himself facing a cemetery. Yay! Get back on track. Yeah. All right, so that's cemetery. He's going to he's gonna play this parallelism. Flipping next up, investigate it. Okay. Cemetery. Pink taser. I don't even care. I'm gonna roll. I'll roll my body. Get 3 dice. I don't care about this card. I don't care about what's gonna happen next. One decides just to move through the cemetery. Just starts walking, sees something on the other side, figures he's going to doesn't matter what he sees, he's just going to move through it. He does move through it, and because it's hope, he gets to go wherever he wants. He's going to go up one, because he's going to be in the last row. Yes. No. Should be. 1, 2, 3. That's what I got left, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. He's going to be in the last row. So he's going to be top row. That where he needs to go is 1 over. I should have did that in the beginning anyway. Okay. We'll see where he is in a moment. He is close. Close. Draw a card. Meanwhile, Sam. Yay. All right. Meanwhile, Sam is stuck in the maze of the fun park. He's going to draw. Oh, wait. He already drew. But that's good. That's fantastic. Okay. Sam's got to get himself out of this labyrinth. He's rolling. He rolled so many cards last time. I mean, so many dice. It sucks so bad. No. He did draw some new cards, though. I have cards that are going to help me evaluate. Good. First thing I'm going to do in the support phase is I'm going to sacrifice this in order to heal 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Healing means I shuffle them back in. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. The thing is, this is just kind of a pain in the butt. It's not as deadly as the last one was. Okay. I guess I'm rolling 5 and hoping for the best. Does one have anything that he cannot help because he is not in the same location? I can sacrifice 1 ally though to add. Do I have an ally? I do not. Okay, fine. All right. Hold on. I gotta play this anyway first. Oh, look at that. A symbol. Add 1 body die. Don't mind if I do. I examine one. Dachshund SWAT. Ew. All right, we're going to roll these and get 14. Watch. Yes. Yeah. No. You got to be far. Okay, it's okay. I can play lucky numbers. Reroll dice that show the same numbers. 4, 4, and 4. You get to reroll 3 dice. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so that was discard. He gets lucky. Him paying attention to the... he starts paying attention to the people. And sure enough, he does notice the people. And a lot of them are the same. So he starts realizing, and he's going into the same areas that are kind of duped. So he starts looking for different people. And sure enough, as he finds different people, he finds a way out. Concentrating on that. He's going to walk out of the labyrinth. I defeated a threat. Discard 1 gift and roll 1 die. If the result is even, draw 1 new matching gift. Okay, I'm going to discard this gift. And then roll. It's even. I get to draw 1 matching gift. This is closed. And that's on this. That's in this. It's hope. He gets to move where he wants. That was the 1, 2. I think that was the 3rd. No, he was a little farther ahead. He's going to move over 1. Does that mean he's moving back to the curiosity shop? Yes. He's moving back to the curiosity shop. He doesn't know. He's going to find himself back in the curiosity shop next. All right, we're going to draw his cards. 4, 5. Pass that turn to 1. All right, so 1 is going to draw and woohoo. That's awesome. One has to play. Oh wait, where is 1? 1 is at the compound. 1 finds himself through the on the other side of the graveyard is a steel is a chain link fence with a big rip in it. He goes through that to find himself in a compound, tinted buildings. Maybe every now and then a soldier walking by on guard duty. Oh wait, I played this. Turn this to. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so there aren't many guards, but that doesn't mean he's being watched. One doesn't take it too stealthily, and going through the fence alerted a perimeter AI. The AI has sent drones to get rid of him. He's got to do a mind hacker resist of 8. Otherwise, he cannot play gifts this game, this time. He gets to roll 5 dice, though. He just needs to get 8 on 3 of them. He got 15, so he's good. So they don't catch him right. He hears them before they get to him. Okay. Body or soul? Well, his body is 3, so I think that's what we want to roll with. Okay. Do I have anything adding body and grab? Let's see. It's charm or sense. He's got sense too. Oh, fantastic. Okay. All right. So he's going to take care of this. He's going to take care of this. One second. I just want to do this. All right. Oh, I should have been rolling more than... Actually, to be honest, the last couple of rolls have been wrong. It's okay. I was still rolling where there's only one location here, one location here, one location right, left, and top. But actually, as he moved more into the square, there's... it's okay. It's going to be fine. Docks and SWAT. We have to get past these drones. One has to get past these drones. Why is it always one? It's always one. 13. I need a 14. 1. It's okay. I got something. No, I don't. Oh, shit. No, I don't. Oh. Yes. No, we can't use that because it's not... Alright, so maybe Sam has something he can use. Son of a bitch. Okay. Well, he's not going to defeat the threat, and he's going to take damage. But 1 point of damage. That's fine. Actually, you know what? Whatever. I'll take the point of damage. And it's body damage, which, of course, I don't have body, so... I'm going to discard one of these cards. Great, the one that heals. Okay. That's the way things go. Okay, good. Let's get shuffled back in. Bye. One finds himself running while bullets come racing down, raining down upon him. Some of them puncturing the psychic tissue between his memories, exploding some of his little memory shards. But what's a good thing is he's moving out of here. He gets to move wherever he wants, and he keeps running. He's going to find himself exactly where he needs to be. Meanwhile, in the other part of the dream, Sam is back. So, Sam finds himself, he goes through the maze. Like I said, he was paying attention to the people and watching them and watching the patterns and keep looking for, instead of trying to find the right, left, right, whatever direction to go, he just followed the people. And every time he found a new person, he followed them. And sure enough, one leads him to a door that's not like any other doors going into a tent. He opens that and goes in and finds himself back in the curiosity shop, except this time it doesn't look like a maze. There's walls. He does draw an omen of doom poverty, though, so that's going to make this interesting. We're going to go ahead and play Bowbreaker. And evaluate versus gift, trash the highest die. I tried to get this last time, but it didn't work. I'm going to do this. I'm not like super into it. Fine. We're going to try 3 and get a 12. Holy crap, I got it. What's odd is the really fancy, awesome antique X. Oh, no, actually, it's not odd because this isn't a library. This is a curiosity shop. He can't help but see it just kind of sitting there on the shelf. As if it was kind of just forgotten instead of for sale. Doesn't even have a for sale sticker on it or a tag. So he takes it, like I said. The saints, they know and they understand and respect the power of coincidence. He takes the Bowbreaker. We have a gift. Oh, I have to trash the highest die. Scheiße. I did not get the Bowbreaker because of that stupid card. Never mind. He does not see it. He passes it by. Boo. All right, so now 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we got to move. I got to roll. I can move in 4 directions, which means I need to roll a different die now. I got a 1d8. We're going to 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, 7 to 8 behind me. And I rolled an 8. Great. He's going backwards. Fantastic. And if you remember, he's going backwards into places that are still doomed. I need to get him this way because there's a bunch of hope nexuses that way. Thanks to one. We're going to get to one. One finds himself at the bibliothèque. Excuse me. He's moved there. Move on your turn. On your turn, the next step is at your next. If it is the bibliothèque, you may pass your turn. One finds himself after running from the drones. He's ran into the woods, and it was hard for the drones to go after him in the woods. So he got away from them, and he finds himself as he keeps going through the woods. He finds himself in front of a cabin, a very nice cabin. He goes inside, and the cabin is actually like a library. It's a study gone crazy. There's books everywhere, and there's a really big book on a little table near in a little reading area. And the book happens to be all about the sleeping king, the dreaming king, Nebuchadnezzar. So we're going to leave one as he sits and gets just dives into this book reading, hoping that Sam is okay, and we'll read this book until he wakes up. Now, because he is at the bibliothèque, he can keep skipping his turn. So pretty much it's all Sam from here on out. Sam needs to try to get his way out of this. Is there anything? There's not going to be anything that one can do for him. He's going to draw one card, and maybe there is something. Nope. One's already done everything he could. He's turned a bunch of locations to hope. We're at the mercy of this die right here. Sam's turn. Mercy of that in this deck. Oh, Sam. Sam has found himself in the... like I said, the curiosity shop has walls now. So he looks for the walls and he finds a door that goes out. He opens the door and goes in and finds himself again in the Mega Mart. But this time the Mega Mart's different. Being a little scared, Sam climbs the shelf to find yet again there's no walls. It is the massive Mega Mart labyrinth. Okay, he's going to use mind. He has sense. I'm just going to roll it, man. I'm just going to roll it. And again, 1. Off by 1. That's actually getting super annoying. Sacrifice 1 tool or golem gift, lowering the cost by 1. Here we go. Oh, no, I don't want to sacrifice that. Oh, I don't want to sacrifice that at all. I really don't. Come on, man. Shit. Okay. He's taking a point of damage. Because I'm not sacrificing the one gift I have in my hand. The one golem gift I have in my hand. It's too powerful. So I'm going to take a point of damage. He's lost in the Mega Mart. I'm going to draw up. What happens here? Cannot move. Yep. Okay, I can confront this instead. Oh, I have to do this, though. First, recycle one tool gift. Fine. I will recycle a tool gift. And I'm done. Recycle and draw. Okay. I'm going to draw for Sam. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to play Affliction, suffer a body or rage damage, take a point of body damage. And we have to face this labyrinth again. There we go. There we go. Taking his time. Now fully prepared to be dealing with a labyrinth for the rest of the night until he can wake up. Sam solves this labyrinth. He can sacrifice one card to close this, so we are definitely going to do that. We'll sacrifice this card. And boom, the Megamart is gone. I'm going to put it back in here, though, and just remember that we got rid of it. The Bindery and the Megamart. Right, because Gangland, yeah. So now he's got to move. The big pain in the butt part of this whole thing. That's this way. Okay. Great. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Finds himself through the retail hell that he endures as he go through rows and rows and of products. Is relieved to find a back door, a employee only door. He opens the employee only and walks out into, hey, Z-Damon, buddy. What's up, Bo? Walks through the employee door to a theater, big screen playing to an empty audience. Good news. Got me an omen of hope. New turn. Getting low on these cards here. Guys. Good things here. Good things here. Omens of hope. Boom. I play Omen of Hope. I get to examine one. Okay, great. That flips this over to Hope, which is Amaze Balls. Might be able to make it out of here, maybe. Okay. Investigate may recycle one gift to gain charm. Okay. Examine one. Fine. I'm going to do this card. It's a murder board. Not too interested. I'm going to roll a 3. Get 7, 8, 9. Yep. As he looks around the theater, he looks down on one of the seats and sees this really nasty weapon. And like I said, they don't say no to coincidences. So he grabs it, walks down to the screen, can't recognize the movie that's playing, but goes around back behind the screen and opens the door to go behind the theater, and he's going to find himself in a new place. Now this is Hope now, so he can move back anywhere he wants. And that shouldn't be Hope, and neither should that. None of these over here should be Hope either. He's going to move back to the curiosity shop. Yep. Yes. As he opens the door to the back of the theater, he finds himself again in the curiosity shop. We're going to draw for his turn. An Omen of Doom. Hold on, I needed to... I'll go ahead and recycle that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Nope. I'm going to play another Omen of Hope. Dream Share 2, don't care. Okay, Dream Share, don't care. All right, Curiosity Shop. Head one mutation die, then trash the highest mutation die. Yeah, if I'm mutating. All right, got to draw. Death Gaze, a gift. I need a 13. I don't have Conjurer Strike. I'm just going to roll these because I'm not too interested in getting... Of course, I rolled really great. So this time he's walking through the curiosity shop. He's not going to go out the front door. He did that last time he went to the Mega Mart. And he's going to look for another door. And it's not a labyrinth this time. There's walls. So he's sure there's an employee only or back of the store. On his way, however, he passes something that looks like an actual a working replica of the Tower of Mordor, of Sauron's tower. It's got the tower, and why I say working is it's got this like the flame, the eye kind of going, and he looks at it and looks like it's a hologram or whatever. He gets up closer and he finds himself like staring into the eye of Sauron in this little model that's sitting on the shelf. As he stares, it imprints something on his eyes. He blinks, it goes away. And he looks and the little flame is gone, but he can feel just a little bit of heat in his eyes. And he turns and looks, and there is an employee-only door. He's going to go through it. It's an omen of nexus of hope. He's going to go through it, and he's going to find himself. And the curiosity shop was 1, 2, 3, 4. Was the fourth? 1, 2, 3, 4. Missing one here. Oh, my card. Okay, 1, 2, 3. The cemetery. He's going to find himself in a known place. He's going to find himself in the cemetery. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna recycle that and start a new turn. Let's get you home, buddy. Omen of Doom horror show. Oh, shiza. I don't think I have to play a card. I can choose not to investigate. I'm pretty sure I can choose not to investigate. I'm gonna double check, just cause. No, of course. The one book I need out of the 50 that are in this game isn't readily available. Sons of bees. No, it's a storybook. Bruh. For purposes of tonight. Wait. This is the book I was looking at. Here we go. Investigate. You investigate Nexus to find something. You two must play. Okay. Yeah, I think it's optional. I am not going to investigate. I'll tell you why. If I investigate, I'm going to have to play an Omen of Doom. I'm going to turn this to a Doom side on the cemetery. And I ain't doing it. Ain't going to happen. I ain't going to do that because then I have to start rolling again. I don't want to do that. I'm going to not investigate. Pass on investigating. Go to move. And then the cemetery is... Okay, it's beautiful. The cemetery is connected to... He moves through the cemetery to find himself in the compound. Remember that? With the drones. Can he get past the drones, though? Let's draw a new card. We're going to do that again, man. We're going to do that again and win this freaking game. So he's going to... he's not going to investigate. He's going to work around the edges of the compound. Actually, he finds himself... he follows the gate. He follows the chain link fence that I told you about. Follow that around, until he finds the edge of the forest, and he goes into the forest. And before he knows it, he finds himself at the cabin. He sees through the window one sitting there reading a book. He goes in, and the rest of the dream is one and Sam discussing what's in the book. The book details the life and times and tragedy of the king, the dreaming king, Nebuchadnezzar. I love that name, Nebuchadnezzar. I love that I can say it. Coming from a person who struggles with words sometimes, Nebuchadnezzar, and being able to say it is pretty cool. This is the key to what's going on. They've been struggling in New York. They know that dreams are coming true. But weirder shit than normal's happening. But they're also like dealing with dreams that seem so real that they actually seem hurt and get hurt. Now they know, after reading this book, that this dreaming king is awakening, and that's what's causing all this weird shit to happen. They need to either I think okay. This is where Sam brings his kind of his analytical mind into it. It isn't a question of waking him or putting him back to sleep. Well, it is. They either need to wake him or put him back. What's happening is, what if the dreaming king is in a non-REM state now? And that's causing the blurred and weak lines between the dreams and reality. And it's ultra dangerous. If we were to completely awaken, that would be one thing. And and reality would probably not fall because of that. It would just not, reality just wouldn't have the benefit of his dreams, because he dreams real things. What he dreams is real. But when he's in a deep sleep, that's when he's completely synced up with reality. When he's in this non-REM sleep is when things get a little tricky. And that's Sam's kind of like aha moment that he brings to the table. So they need to figure out where they can find the king. And then once they find him, then they got to figure out how to either get him back to sleep or wake him up completely. And that's what we're going to find out too. We have, how many more missions we got? We've got a 1, a 2, a 3. Takes 3 licks to get the center of this book. The Book of Dreamers has 3 more missions left. Let's do our leveling up. One, 2. We'll take these 2. And put you back here. All right, let's see what our fragments are tonight. Yeah, it was so it. The phone thing. Gosh, the phone thing. Lost in a Good Book, the door. There's a door in your dreams. It's always been there. It's where the bad things go. Every evil thought, every cruel urge, you slide them under the door to be locked away forever. You see the door every time you close your eyes. Sometimes the frame shakes. Sometimes you hear screams and cries. But you're safe because the door will never open. Unless... Okay, let's take for a moment to see if this has... Like I said in the beginning, this... I just want to see if there's a door on this page. There's a guitar pick, though. That's kind of weird and out of nowhere. Puzzling. Is there a door on here somewhere? Just find some kind of connection. Because I know this is where it starts. I feel like this specific mission kicks it off. Huh. Okay, so somebody gets this. Play the Soul's Gift Star Chamber. One of us has it. I'm going to give it to you. And then, does he have room for another? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I don't have room, so I'm not going to worry about these. These fragments. All right, so I will give that to 1 because he doesn't have all his fragments. And hopefully one of us has a star chamber or we can get it so it's actually useful. But we need this anyway in order as a requirement to do another one of the missions. Thanks, guys, for joining me. Sorry for a little bit of the technical hiccup. It was definitely my extra camera that did it. And next week, we will Sam and one are going to be waking up and dealing with things in the real world. Actually going to be chasing Spring Hill Jack, a time traveler. Other than that, y'all have a great evening. Let's see if there's